For the sake of this demo, this is my setup. I've got a computer to run as the block clerk. I've got an iPad that is mobile that allows me to film the items that I'm presenting, which is going to be these 4 watches. Now, of course, this could as easily be something out on a used car lot where you can walk from car to car with decent internet. You could be inside a lane of an auction, walking around items, following the auctioneer as he or she runs her auction. Multiple ways you can do this, and the cool thing is you can do it off of 2 computers at the same time, so you can have a mobile device such as a phone, running the actual photography of the simulcast, and then you could have a block clerk sitting at a desk operating the auction and keeping up with the auctioneer. Alright, we are ready to start, so I'm going to hit the auction. I've got the 4 items in auction, and when I click that, you can see when I scroll down, there's my 4 items ready to be broadcasted. Pretty great. So the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on this little button right here that says start your vintage and unique simulcast. And again, that could be your own brand. It might say, your vehicle simulcast or whatever. Alright, so I click it, and that brings up the simulcast window, which is also known as the clerking screen. So this is where I can select the units that I wish to sell, and they're in order by run number. I can go over here and start my broadcast. So I'm going to click Start Broadcast, and that brings up a little window that says, are you sure? Because when you do, it's live. And then you may get an item like this that says, the device would like to connect to your camera and microphone. So you have to allow that. By the way, I'm on an iPad here, and I'm deliberately in Safari, which guarantees that this is going to work. If you try to use Chrome or other browsers, iOS is not always friendly. And the same thing on an Android device. Your best bet is to use Chrome, which is the default browser for an Android device. But in this case, I'm on a iPad, so I'm in Safari, which is their default. And you can see, look at this, I can display and show the customer, the bidders, everything about the item that I'm selling. And, because I'm on a mobile device, it's not a problem with moving around. I can actually pick up the iPad and walk around and show things. So if I was out on a used car lot, let's say, selling items, I could walk from car to car. Now, from the buyer's perspective, so they can log in and look at the items for sale. You can see I've got these 4 watches for sale. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, now that I'm logged in, I want to place a bid here. And you can see that I'm already bidding on this item. I'm winning at $150. This one's got a starting bid at $90. So I'm going to go ahead and bid $90 on this. Why not? See if I can win it. Right now it's saying reserve is not met, so I'm not going to win it just yet. And by the way, I can click in and view the details, look at the photos, see all the information, read the instructions. I can go back out, and I can do all of this before the auction actually starts. So, I can keep bidding myself up if I feel like I need to. I can put a proxy bid in of, let's say, $200, saying I really want this watch, and it will just hold off bidding. It'll bid for me and wait for somebody to bid against me until I reach $200. So you get the general idea. All right, let's go ahead and start this auction. I'm going to switch over to the first item. I'm going to load it in. There it goes. And again, remember, the bidding really doesn't start until you place a bid. So I'm going to go ahead and place a $260 bid, and it shows that somebody in the auction is currently winning. So let's go over to that internet bidder and let's see what they're seeing. So I'm going to pop over to the internet bidder. They're seeing the simulcast, and you can see that it's working. It's live. I'm rotating this item around, and let's say she really wants this. She thinks it's worth $300. So I'm going to just go ahead and bid $300, jump the bid, and I can click that. Yes, I'm sure. And just like that, now I'm at $270 because I've dropped a proxy bid of up to $300, and it's bidding in $10 increments on my behalf. Very good. Let's see what the block clerk sees. Oh, she sees an internet bidder winning. Internet's winning 6, so we need 280. 280, anybody? 280. We can go ahead and click 280. Let's say somebody bids in the lane. Oh, it jumped to 290. Internet's at 290, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody want to bid 300? So somebody bids 300. Just like that, boom, 300, and it's still internet's winning at 300, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody want to bid 310? Anybody want to bid 310? We go get 310, and you can see now somebody in the lane or somebody at the auction is actually physically winning. Well, that internet bidder's like, well, hold on a second. I really want this. I'm going to bid another $10. And you can see that she is now winning at 320. There you go, internet bidder winning. And let's say right now nobody wants to bid in the lane. She's done bidding over here. You just go to the option here to sell the item. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to sell the item. Going once, going twice, sold. And I have the choice of picking in a lane bidder over the internet bidder, which is just for safety in case somebody tries to sneak a bid in at the last second. But in this case, the internet bidder did actually win. So I'm going to go ahead and click. This item now is sold. Wonderful. Let's go to the next item on the list and load that item. All right, I could just as easily run the entire auction from the iPad, which is very common. So let's go ahead. You can see I'm broadcasting now this Cassia, so I'm going to go ahead and select that item and load it in. And that loads it down on the bottom here. You can see everything's great. And now I've got my clerking screen just like before. Now there are no internet bids in this case, so I'm just going to start selling it. So I'm going to jump the bid to, let's say, $100. Whoops. $100. And I'm off to the races. And the next customer comes along, I go 110, 120, 130. People 130. Anybody bidding 130? 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 90. Now, in this case, let's say I'm really at 350. By accident, I've gone too far. Well, I do have a button here that allows me to go back one. Say, okay, everybody, I'm at 350. Anybody want to do 360? 360? 360. Anybody 360? I get a 360 bid. Beautiful. 370? 370. Anybody want to go 370? And at this point, we're done. But it's not quite enough to sell the item, but I'm going to sell it anyway. Go ahead and sell, and the bidder number in the lane, we just put their bidder badge number, and the item is sold. All right, I hope this helps everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.